Hi there. Well, as promised, welcome back, or welcome. My name's Joe, if you haven't heard that before. We are working on my Toro Groundsmaster 72. I keep calling it a 73. It's a 72 model. I decided to try for really simple this time. I thought the last two were going to be simple, the wiper motor and the heater box, but now I'm on to something. I can't believe this is going to be terribly difficult. And that is the lift piston and its travel. And the fact that it can't lift the snowblower very well. So let me show you what's going on. Sorry about the hand. So we're already partway into it. I mean, this is the Toro. Inside was the heater box that we did, and the wiper motor up top. So now we're on this other side, and I've already got the snowblower up as high as I can, and actually taking a little weight off the machine itself. I've disconnected this cylinder, and I actually let the air out of the tire so that I could get this back pin out far enough to get this cylinder out. This was normally up here, and at full stroke it comes to about where that is. So I can't go much further. But the trick is that I can go back a lot further than it was. It was still out from here. There's not much travel. It was way out. So I don't understand that. So we are going to build something and the reason I'm doing this is because this fulcrum is not long enough, this part of the lever. So I'm going to extend it, and I'm going to put this on it further down and see how it does. I don't need a lot, 50% more. So I'm going to give that a shot. I know as it is that it will easily go down far enough. The trick was I wanted to make sure I could push it out far enough. So it turns out that if I come straight down, it's too far. So I have to come at an angle, I believe. So that's what we're up against. Now that I've gotten the fluid out of it, and I had to make a couple adjustments. The back of this cylinder was square on this edge, on the back side, and when it tilted down it whacked the frame, so I cut the corner off at a 45. The hoses aren't routed quite right. I never thought this worked very well, and it turns out that this cylinder has been replaced, or at least it was rebuilt, because it says Northland Willett on it, which is a hydraulic shop here. It's just not balanced right. It's probably balanced correctly to raise and lower the mower decks, but I don't use it for a mower deck. So that's where we are, and I'm going to just do some adjusting here. We'll see how far we get on the next clip. Alright, here's what we have so far. I found some really heavy steel that I used for a different project, and what I did is I put a 1-inch hole in it for the pin, and this cylinder is fully extended right now, and this is raised as far up as it can go. So I'm pretty sure that I have enough play, so to speak, so that when this comes down, this whole unit comes down, that there's still enough range on the piston. I suppose I could put a couple of vice grips on it and lower it just to see. It probably wouldn't hurt. Just to see what happens with it. But no, I think I'm going to live with it. I think I'm going to live with it. That's as far out as it goes. I may not have enough range. I thought this cylinder collapsed more or came out more, but apparently not. That's about the throw I had before. Well, then I guess let me go check. I guess I'll put another pair of vice grips on it and lower it down. Okay. Well, the bucket, the chute, the bucket, whatever you want to call it, is on the ground. I still have a little space left, I believe. I'm going to double check that because, of course, this tire, you can't see it from there, but I had to let air out of this tire. So this is actually down a little. It should be up some. But I should see just how much I have for reserve. And I suppose I could put the jack under it by the tire and jack it up a little and see what happens. Maybe I'll do that. Well, I have the tire off the ground about an inch. I've still got some play in here. So I think that we're doing all right here. I guess I can jack it up a little more. Of course, that only jacks up one side. But I think I've got enough here. So I marked that. And I'm going to, oops, I want to mark where the top of that was. Like there. I marked the back side where that should go. And the, okay, so let's just see. If I take those off and put the cap back on my felt tip. Let's just see how much I can push this in. Take this off. Oh yeah, I've got ways to go. So that's good. That's a good spot to put those. All right, so I'm going to cut another one, decide how I'm going to weld them together, and we'll see you back here. All right, so everything works pretty good the way it is right there. I got a little extra in case I hit a pothole or something and it needs to take a little more of a nosedive. It goes all the way up to the limit on the snowplow. I got a fair amount of extra leverage here. So now I just have to figure out how I'm going to mount this. I was thinking of putting a plate on the front and putting a pin back through where the original pin was. Or just drill a couple of holes and bolt it in. I just don't know yet. But that's where I am, and it's pretty straightforward at this point. So I'll bring you back, I think, when I get it mounted. I was going to weld a plate on the back. I should still do that. So we'll see. We'll see what I'm going to do here. I know it seemed like it was just a second ago, but we're back. Probably, oh, I don't know, half hour, maybe more. So what I did is I made up two of these plates, out of some, I don't know, 1/4 inch or more. Some steel I had. And I got them all lined up, made sure they were in the right spot and everything. Got the measurement, and then I welded. I did an outside weld because I needed this corner to be tight in here. As you can see. Yeah, because if I welded, I'd have a round spot in there. So I welded this up on both sides, and it's looking really good. I think if I put a 1-inch pin in it, I'm done. Because it only has to push. It doesn't. It's only a one-way cylinder. So when it pushes, it'll be pushing against this plate. The pivot will be here, so this goes down, this goes back, and I'm done. I just have to figure out how to get a marker inside there to mark those 2 holes out. But that's where I am, and those are 1 inch. I'm all set up to drill. These were 1 inch because this is where the cylinder came out of. So I think I'm in good shape. I can actually reuse the pin that came out of there, since this one had to be longer because it's wider by a 1/2 inch. All right. See you in a bit. Well, I'm trying to get this done before we lose sunlight. I'm in the shade, but that's fine. So I did drill a 1-inch hole behind here. I put a pin in. It's really tight. Had to do a little finagling, but this should be okay. Put this longer pin in here. And then actually in back, there was missing a pin in back. You can see it spinning in the back. That was missing. I'm surprised this bolt didn't just come out. But it didn't. Or this pin didn't come out. I believe all my hoses will clear the drive shaft. Because when the hoses go down, the drive shaft goes down. So it should be okay. I'll find out in a minute, that's for sure. Have to put some air back in this tire and lower the jack. So I think I'm going to go turn on the compressor, put some air in this, lower the jack, fire it up, and see what happens. Okay. So that works really, really good, that modification. However, I think I have to take the back of the cylinder and unpin it, take the tire off, jack up the vehicle, and either replace or reroute, more likely replace the 2 hydraulic lines that go to that cylinder. One of them, which is not supposed to be pressurized, it's on the front of the cylinder, and it's a single acting cylinder. It's squirting fluid out on the ground, and the others are awfully tight to the shaft that drives the front end. So I think I'm going to reroute those a little. It's up all the way right now, and I have plenty of room on the top, so I think they're going to come up on top instead of going underneath. Not going to show that. That's trivial at this point, considering everything else. So I actually finished this in 1 day. It was a struggle. And it's what I was hoping I'd have to spend time on the previous 2 problems. So that's it. I'm surprised. And I can actually go out in time for dinner. Thanks for watching. I hope you stuck it out to the end. I didn't show a lot of the detail, drilling on the drill press and hitting things with a hammer inside. I just stepped you through kind of like the process. I didn't show you the welding. I'm not a good welder. I'm not a good machinist, so anything I do, don't take it as gospel. I just showed you what I did to fix the problem. Making that part of the lever longer was great. This thing lifts effortlessly, and I suspect it will in the winter full of snow now also. So again, thanks for watching. Like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, YouTube mantra. And we'll see on the next one, which I think will be working on trying to cover that chain somehow so that the snow doesn't get in it and make it and bind it up. That's going to require some thought, and it may not work too. I mean, if I had snow, I could test it, but we'll have to give it some thought and see, shroud the whole thing. I don't know. The snow seems to get everywhere. All right. Well, you guys have a good morning, afternoon, evening.